Hello, beautiful ignited souls. All right, let's adjust this camera so we can get a little bit more light. Now, in case my voice sounds a little hoarse or tired, let's not worry about that. I just really, of course, I do numerology here and I feel I want to say more than show right now. And I just want you to ask yourself a question. Is it by chance that we would have to take 14 days quarantine for the pandemic that we have been experiencing? Is it by chance that it is 14 days? And is it by chance that Black Lives Matters equals 14 and that the death of George Floyd's the day of his birth is also 14, and there is a lot of correlation around his numbers as 14. I just want you to ask yourself these questions now. If you've watched my videos, I have been doing a lot and talking about everything comes in pairs. So I was seeing coronavirus and COVID 19 as kind of separate, if you like. But having talked about or mentioned pairs, we knew or had concern or lots of vibration, if you like, reverberating in the air concerning the 5G. A lot to do with COVID 19 and coronavirus, a lot to do with we had another, in fact, there were four things that I counted, but I'm trying to keep away from as much as, well, knowing where I am at. But I feel compelled to do the numerology on George Floyd. And I can understand why. Of course, I felt I wasn't going to enwrap myself or engross too much into all of what's happening, but I really feel that it is of a deep, it's like a spirit is telling me, yes, go on and share this information with the world, and which I call him the risen Christ or the second coming, because there's also correlation with the story, not just with George Floyd and Jesus Christ, but also Derek Chauvin has his numerology on the name as well, correlating with Judas. So it's as if there has been a covert contract. Like they say, we come into this place in the earth or in this life, and we already have certain contracts. And I have never known it that a death would shake the universe as it has in our universe. It is global right now, and this is not by chance. Everything comes in pairs. So I have been talking about two creations in Genesis. Of course, we hear of seventh day of creation and the seventh day of rest, or 7 days of creation, including the seventh day of rest. So basically, if there were two creations, then we could say there are 14, just put it this way for argument's sake, sort of, we could say 14 days. But not only that, we have discovered that there are 14 gods in Genesis. We also have discovered that the number 14 is used quite a lot from the Vatican. As I say, I am going to do more on talking right now, and I know it is good to show, but I have covered a lot of this. You can check my videos on Pope Francis. I did quite a few on Pope Francis because there is so much correlations happening. And on top of all of that, I was watching The Two Popes. The Two Popes, actually, that's the movie, which confirms that they need 77 cardinal votes to ordain a new pope. 7 plus 7 is 14, and 1 plus 4 is 5. I just want us to really wake up to understand it's about the number 5, but there in this 2020 is a lot to do with. It's like 2020, it's two, and it's really speaking about creation. So right now the most two fundamental concerns we have is about the virus, and of course the death or the killing of George Floyd. So these two things, they have a lot in common as well. The word virus as well equals 8. So I think I have done the whole I did the whole numerical value on that, and it shows the correlation with 2020. George Floyd had his birthday is the 14th of the 10th month, October 7th, 1973. So there is that in itself shows, and his that means his life path number was 8. Now 8 again is what I have been speaking on quite a lot. So because it's very late now, I am trying to, and I'm just going to keep this short because the main purpose of this video is to really tell people as well that we have had a mantra about Black Lives Matter, and that equals 14. So that has been wrapped up, if you like, in what has been going on. So Black Lives Matter is 14. I can't breathe. When he says I can't breathe, I think I'm going to do this one quickly. But there is one that they're going to kill me. That equals 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. Now let's just see. I can't breathe. But what I really want to impress right now is that the energies that we have dedicated in this mantra, it is so important that we begin to find a mantra that flips with the same energetic vibration, but flip it onto the side of what we truly want and what will truly serve us. So to say I can't, according to this template, it's like you are digging your way deeper into that which you really do not want. The bucket, of course, it's a place you need to be, but it's so important that you know what you are putting in there, because this is where, by the way, get your spoon, because this is gonna be a bit soupy. Okay, it's like a soup because it's usually a fork. I don't know what's happened with my fork, but I'm using whatever comes. Okay, so but this is the sacrifice template. George Floyd's killing had been a sacrifice. It is a sacrifice, and the whole world has shaken up to that sacrifice, as it were, of Jesus Christ. Right now, people don't need to be teaching you about Jesus Christ. The story of Christ is now reverberated in the air. So basically, it's that now we need to come, if you like, to our state of repentance, to our state of forgiveness, to our state of healing. Just like people are saying, okay, Christ died to save you. Right now, to see what's happening is about learning from that event. How can we serve ourselves and each other in a beneficial way? How can we heal our lives? How can we learn? How can we grow? How can we earn the respect and that we deserve in this world? How can we establish our positions? How can we empower ourselves? How can we harmonize with others? How can we form strong alliances? How can we learn to forgive? How can we embrace? How can we come to learn to accept ourselves? Perhaps it's a lot of the how question. Now, I did say I was going to do the I can't breathe, because that's what I really want to. This is it. Can't breathe. Breathe is 5. I'm not going to do that again. I know it's 5. Okay. And here it's 9, and this is 3, 1, 5, 2. Adding this together, this is 9, 10, 11. Now, 11, of course, is that number, because in 11, it's like a 911, because when you do the numerical value for the word 11, it gives you 9. So it's like a 911 in itself. Now, 11 is so powerful. Of course, it has its position right here as well, because 5 plus 6 here is 11, which means 1 plus 1 is 2, and there's 11 on the clock. Okay, and here we are talking about 2, because this 2 is here, but here is like a vibration that sucks in, because this 2 here also represents death, life, and death. We could say that if you do the numerical value for the word death, or have we added this together? So it's 5, 9, 11. Okay, 9, 11, and 5. So 9, which is 2, and 5. So this is 7 plus 9 is 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. So this is when George says, I can't breathe. This is 7, and 7 is actually Seven, has Mother Eve right in the middle. And of course, it is 15455. This is 20. So we are in 2020. So to say I can't breathe, which is what the whole world had been reverberating by walking around with a mask on their mouths, or while we do that, this is the statement we have made. And of course, then we add here, we have come together and everyone in one accord. I can't breathe. But right now we need to, of course, 7 plus 7 is 5. So we need to, and there's 5 here. We need to acknowledge we are in a new state. But in this new state, of course, it carries the emblem of 2. And this is a time for planting. Now, while you have the access to go to the right, which most people who are in the right already are the hierarchies right here. They had a fox because they're cunning. Gypsy journey, they know all the route. Headquarters zone, they're the taxman, and inland revenue, they will give you your bill. So you need to know, have where you have good ideas of where you're at, what are you doing, and so on. So this is like the, as I say, the sacrifice is really Jesus Christ and the 12 disciples. And of course, he becomes the 13th. There's 13 on the clock. And the B is actually a representation of Jesus and his disciples. When Jesus dies and he is risen, he becomes the 14th. Now, George Floyd is the 14th right here. Everything is happening simultaneously right now. It's not about being buried and I reason again as we have been told, but I'm sure the numbers will give you that reflection. So his birthday was the 14th, and he was of the 10th month, which is 1, and 19, which is 1, 19, and 73 is also 1. So he had this emblem of 101. Here we see 111, like in the matrix, the 101. So this is 5111, and that is meant his birthday or his life path number, which is here. Okay, because my pen is not very strong now. Is so 8 is actually there's the correlation with what is happening right now. Like virus is 8. So when we do the word 20, because we are in 2020, is 255527. Adding this together, this is 15, this is 22, 24, 26. 2 plus 6 is 8. So we can see from this that there, I believe that there was a sacred contract that would make this killing, if you like. The first thing that struck me when I saw this video was that this man wanted to be seen. There was a message that had to be, he was trying to give out a message. It almost seemed like he had a smirk on his face, but I'm talking about Chauvin, but it's like his contract, his demeanor is like he set out to complete a role, just like Judas did Christ. It is like he has to accomplish this. No matter what, it has to be accomplished. Now, what I'm really using this because please watch my videos that I'll be posting a lot to show the synchronicities of the times we are in with the killing of George Floyd and also Jesus Christ. Now, I know it may sound crazy to say that, to term him as the risen savior, because my idea of the risen savior is every minute of the day you have the opportunity to be the risen savior yourself. But this happened, a global event took place that shook the world and everyone to the core. So, shaking the world and everyone to the core, it puts you in this new spectrum. But when you are in the new spectrum, you can't stay there forever. You, as you can see, there's a W. These two W's I have been showing. The W has the representation of 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. Like two sevens stick together. So what we have been doing, those who are of control know how to navigate their way here. I have spoken a lot on this template. This is where you are served with buy one get one free. Here, this is where you go to someone's house and they put a spread on the table for you, because then you're going to have nice conversations and then you are not going to feel that you can oppose them in the conversation because you're eating, and so you are agreeing with everything they are giving you. Hence, the scriptures always also tell you in Proverbs, if you are someone who really love food and you really are foodies, you are a foodie person, be mindful, because when you go to the people's house who's got food, because they will use that to entrap you. The whole story of Jesus as well with the 12 disciples was like, you eat of this, because when you eat of this, this is my blood. This was a ritual. This is a ritual that still happens in Christianity when they take the communion, the bread and the wine. It's still that ritual that happens. So I won't go too much in this. Is what I really want to say. Let us change this I can't breathe, which has the numerical value of what was the numerical value? It was 9, 9 2 5. Adding this together was 8. So yes, the template of course has to be 8. So now we need to set a new template. I can't breathe is really okay, in the sense of this has formed a foundation. This is, we could say, a negative template, that this is setting a negative template. So we want to say now, oh, where are my pens that write? How about we say now we can use the same words, we just take off the T. Now I can breathe, which is of 4 as well. This is important because it's like 4 words setting out 4 foundations. So breathe is 5. Now is 7. The word now uh, also has the demarcation that there is a cutoff point. So when you say now, it's like you're creating, you are using the seventh day, the seven to create. So as we had eight already, this is where we see eight was the demarcation of when Mother Eve ate, which equals eight, and her husband ate, which equals eight. So that set a new template, a new people, which is the God set, set. I will be speaking more on all of this again. I just feel I really had to just really record this because I really would like to encourage people to say, now I can breathe. And even if it means that you feel you are telling a lie, this is why Jesus Christ said, believe, believe. So believe that what you ask for, it already has happened or you have accomplished it. So let's do the numerical value for her. So this is now. And I'll show you the power of now as well. Because now is 7. The new creation, Mother Eve, when she says, let there be light, I have been talking about number 7. So there are 7 entries. Now we are ready to work on the 8th one when Mother Eve says, let us make man. So when we are talking of 4 words again. So now is really, let's change now. Because when we adopt now, we adopt that vibration of 7. Now you have 1. They are the same letters. You have 1. You have own. You have owned your position. So this is another 7. And then we are talking about our new world order. Yes, let's speak of new world order in the way that it serves us. So we are seeing about everything comes in pairs. 7 and 7, 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. 7 and 7, 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. Now, there were 2 creations. This is what we are saying as well. So in 2 creations, we can see how the 5 is really resonating right here. We could also say it comes like with Adam, Adam. If with Adam we have 1414, we see that so 14 is really as the Pope. Okay, I really am wanting to not prolong this video much longer, but let's say I just again want to say now I can breathe. So we are setting a new affirmation. So it's 7, 9. This is 9 as well. So 2 9s to execute that, and 5. So here we have 14 and 14. 14 and, sorry, 16. Okay, so 14 plus 16. Okay, this would be 30. And free is that which helps us to set things into motion. So this comes to 30. So now, this is what we want to say. Now, I can breathe. B-R-E-A-T-H-E. So this is 7, this is 9, this is 9, 6 free, yeah, and this is 5. And this comes to 30, which is free. Now I'll show you how 30 is helping us to set the new template. Because free is flexible. It is busy. It is the magical number. It is M, it is E, it is free, and it is W. And it helps us to get that new setting. So, people, now I am happy. I can breathe. Say with me, now I am happy. Say, in fact, I am saying how I'm feeling now, but now I can breathe. Now I can breathe. I feel that each individual need to do this as mirror exercises to help counterbalance. Can you imagine the amount of energy that was reverberated in this I can't breathe that people took on? And people, yes, we needed to make a statement. We needed to make our cries because we are only human. And of course, even if you are a stranger, you are no stranger. I have lots of videos to do on this because I feel that they are the pathway of the teaching to help us become better people, to be more conscientious, to be more balanced, because it's the numerology that really helps. So now we are in 25 minutes nearly, or so. So I'm going to, just wrap this up. And by the way, before I do, this is very important because, wow, remember the 14 gods. 1 plus 4 is 5. And it didn't happen that Pope Francis was intending to use the 14th of May. And of course, 14th of May 2020, all this would have been 14. It is 14. But however, because of the virus, that was not able to, his agenda was not able to process. But we see it's as if the universe really wanted to use this energy in a positive way. I'm hoping it's in a positive way. And this is videos I did on breathe and God breathed because that's the God of breath. And of course, now we are ready to use the God of planting. So we have breathed. Now the God of planting is calling our attention. And all these, I'm going to leave a note of this so you can see, to say that you can't breathe, there's all these words are words derived from, depicted from the word, or breathed. When it is said and God breathed, I think I had about 77 words on here from the word breathed. So to say you can't breathe, you are inhibiting yourself or excluding yourself from all these. It's the heart, it's the earth, it's to hair, heat, head, hair, the ether, heater, rebate, eater, read, reader, dear, dare, hair, hater, depth. All of these, we see that all these words come from, we experience a lot of these words because people were like, it was like we feel this dearly to our heart. Um, even hate, of course, the hate, the death, the word death is here as well. Dart. So, what it is we want to do is really ignite our energies into the areas of the positive aspects. We need to create the positive aspects because everything is energy. And so, here we are, we need the breath, we need to breathe at the breadth, meaning the width of something, to bear as well, bead, brat, of course, all of those things we bait. And I feel a lot of us fell for the bait. To beat, we see that's what actually happened. Bread, bath, of course, one was bathed in tears, bathed in pain, bathed in whatever, to bathe, to bat, bird, bet, bread, ah, and of course, we see all these, like people would have to take bread, and when they went on their protests, and those who behave like rats, those who behave like, and then we had beta, data, we had I have retard, which is not a pleasant word, but it's part of the word breed, breath rather. It's health, there to say three. And now this is what we are hinging on as well, because we have the vibration of three right in here. Three sets things into motion, right here, and three is also here. Okay, the word hair is there as well. So we have all this right there in the word breath. So when we use a word, we think we are just using something lightly. There is so much more. Your art, your creativity, the earth, your heart, your temperature, the heat, all of those things come into play. So my beautiful ignited people, let us now say, now I can breathe. Don't wait for outcome of whatever else to rob you out of this opportunity. Now I can breathe and smile, because in the asking of this, in the asking of all of that, let's see, uh, why Christ? We are in a world of illusion. It is an illusion, but we need to see and get what works for us to be able to navigate and to find, because this is about decoding the scriptures in a way that helps us to find our path. Numerology is helping us decode the messages of Jesus Christ. And of course, I have so much more to speak on sacrifice as well. It's that people have used this sacrifice in a way more to entrap other people than to even liberate people. This is so important for us to understand. So, I'm just trying to remember what I was going to do with this, talking about liberating and oh, where was I with this now? Okay, so oh, the number three, we see the number three as well is very important. Three as in breath, which is not what I was going to talk about, but we can see that it's taking us, when we do three, it's taking us with this 11 that we have. We had 11 as Kant, but we have the whole numerical value. This is very powerful, and I'll show you another thing why. Because one here is like one, one, and of course this is 7. Adding this together gives us 14. 7 plus 7 gives us 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. And this is where we are accomplishing. I'm just feeling there was something very important that I wanted to draw on. So anyway, to say I can breathe is what we really want to do. And really, this is what we really want to um, drive home. Okay. Um, Whatever it is I was going to do with this, okay, we'll leave it, and I'm sure it will show up again. So thank you very much, lovely people. Stay ignited.